All right, welcome back, sports fans, to another episode of the 2315 Sports Show. We're on episode 17. Pretty much a NFL draft heavy episode this week. Mixing in a little NBA playoffs in the beginning here. But first and foremost, we do have our special guest coming back. He's been on the show before, aka he's been our only guest, but we don't have to tell him that. Cory, welcome back to the show, my man. Thanks for joining.
Glad to be here. So I guess that does mean I'm the number one guest?
Yes. You have
Okay.
fulfilled that role very well. This is third time, so you are in that number one spot as we speak. So we'll accept it for now.
That's right.
Trust me, there is no pay increase or anything like that. So there's no benefit of being the number one guest. But I don't think there was much news this week, Ethan.
There was news.
Oh shit!
Taylor Swift
a little
dropped an
bit.
album last night.
Oh geez. Okay. All right. First off,
All
I have
right,
not.
you went from number one guest to the number one.
You might just be kicked off.
Never coming back.
Yes, that is true. My wife has told me 17,000 times this week that there's a Taylor Swift album, and I heard the big controversy. There's a big kind of FU to Kim Kardashian in one of the songs. So that was kind of interesting. But thank you for the big news, Cory.
Okay,
our pregame segment of a sports podcast involves Taylor Swift once again.
Had to get it out there.
You had to. I'm sure you had to get brownie points with the wife. So
Listen, the wife took baby duty at midnight just so she could.
I was about to say
the album.
I was about to say I hope you get out of like changing diapers for at least an hour for that little plug. So shout out to the new parents, Cory. That's awesome. Congratulations again.
Thank you,
sir.
It's getting there. So real quick, I'm gonna kind of hand it off to Ethan here for the NBA part of it. He's gonna kind of break it down. We'll just kind of pick some teams here. Again, real basic. So
Yeah. So NBA playoffs, had to play in the last week or so, but playoffs start Sunday, I believe. So it'll be good. We'll just dive right into the first round. We got the last play-in game tonight for the Western Conference. The Kings play the Pelicans. The Pelicans don't have Zion. So looking at that, I've got the Kings advancing to the 8th seed.
I like that. I like the way they played the Warriors too. They kind of smacked the Warriors. So I'll take the Kings. Cory, you like either one of these?
Yeah,
both got UK guys.
The Kings have more Wildcats, so we'll lock it in.
Okay, lock it in with the Kings.
Hey, we got 6th Man of the Year Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox still, so it'll be we'll get them moving to the 8th seed. So with that, we got the Thunder versus the Kings in round 1. And
Thunder and Kings?
Looking at that, yeah, Thunder and Kings. The Thunder are young, but they're just a little bit better. So I'm going to go Thunder in about 5.
Thunder in 5. So I like the Kings. I actually think this could be the upset. The guard plays pretty, I don't know if it's pretty even because what is that guy's name? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, whatever his name is.
SGA.
SGA, thank you. That's better. That'd be a better term for it. I think he's playing at like MVP level. So him and De'Aaron Fox will be an interesting matchup. But I don't know. Chet and who's the guy on the Kings? The big white dude in the middle. Sabonis. Yep. That'll be a good matchup. But yeah, I could see a upset, but I'd probably lean more toward the Thunder just off the other players involved minus those two. So we'll go Thunder. I mean, now both teams have UK players, Cory, so you can't just – it's a tough one.
Yeah. We'll go with the MVP. So
okay.
Thunder advance.
Thunder advance. Got it.
So we got Thunder going to round 2. All right. The 4-5 matchup, Clippers versus the Mavericks. So this is 3 years in a row they've wound up playing each other. But as good as the Clippers are, as much talent as they have, I don't think they're very cohesive. Their chemistry's off, and Luka and Kyrie are playing unbelievable ball right now. So I'm going to go with the Mavericks to beat the Clippers.
I'm going to disagree. I think the Clippers are going to do it. I actually have the Clippers going pretty far this year. I know they're not cohesive, but they have the pedigree of players that is needed, and they have two guys for sure that are shut down defense in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. So I'm going to go with the Clippers in that one, even though Luka and Kyrie are balling, especially Luka.
Yeah.
I think there's just too much defense on the Clippers to have the Mavs advance. So I'm going Clippers.
Good stuff.
What you got, Corey?
You got a pick on this one?
I'm the logos here. I know BJ Boston is on the Clippers, but I don't think he's enough to carry the team. So
okay,
we'll go Luka and Kyrie.
He's leaving the UK faithful.
Here we go.
I'm sure Dallas has a UK.
I honestly don't even know if BJ Boston plays. He might be on the G League team. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure.
If he
Dallas
plays, it ain't much.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They might not actually.
So moving on, the 3 versus the 6, we have the 3-seeded Timberwolves versus the 6-seeded Phoenix Suns. And this is where I think some experience comes into play. And Phoenix has got it. KD's a 2-time champ. You know, Booker's been to the finals. Bradley Beal hasn't been too far. But they haven't played together much. But when they have, and Bill's playing his best ball. So I think this is an easy advance for the Suns.
All right. I think this is the most interesting matchup possibly of the whole first round. Definitely the first round. My heart is really saying the Timberwolves just because they're crazy good. Like that Anthony Edwards is flat out. I think he said this week he's going to be like the best player in the NBA in 2 to 3 years, and it's like he's
100%.
He's close to now. Like he's unbelievable.
Both ways too. He's good.
Yes, but there's something to be said about 3 superstars teaming up again, with one for sure being a Hall of Famer, and Kevin Durant. I mean, the other 2 are really on their way too, but. I agree. In this one, I think experience takes over and KD dominates his matchup for sure. And they advance. I'll take the Suns in I'm not going to say I'm going to take them in 6. I'm going to give Timberwolves a couple wins in there.
I feel like both of these teams are normally disappointing in the postseason. So it could probably go either way. I lean the Suns, but Anthony Edwards may be the best player on the court, so be a toss up. We'll just say it goes to 7.
If you were a betting man, you're betting the Suns. Probably.
We'll take the Suns.
Okay.
Give me the underdog. Whoever's getting money in Vegas.
Probably the Timberwolves.
That's who you want.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's a good take. I like it. And Booker's on you. He was a UK player. So, although Cat is too. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So and he's literally named Cat, like the cats. So I mean, that's Corey's conflicted again. Don't want to stress him out.
There's too many UK players in the NBA.
There is too many. I agree.
All right. And then now we're just going to get to the last matchup of the West here. 2-seeded Denver Nuggets, 7-seeded Lakers. Rematch of the Western Conference Finals. This is the one where I'm conflicted the most because the Nuggets are the defending champs. They're really, really, really good. But I think Anthony Davis is playing on a level that you could put up there with Jokic. It's not, he's not playing at his level, but it's pretty close. And D'Lo's playing the best ball of his career. And so I think that's huge. so him and Murray going at it, I think that's a good battle that's going to happen. But LeBron, hate him, love him. Most of us hate him, but
Respect him.
he's, top 2 all time. And yeah, he's top 2 all time. So it's tough, but for me, I think the supporting cast of the Lakers is playing too good a ball right now. So for me, Lakers in 7.
Oh. So I'm gonna make mine short. Denver in 4. Lakers don't get a
dang
game.
it! I was fixing to say I was fixing to say get the brooms out. You beat me to it.
Denver in 4, just because. Now you name the 3, and LeBron's LeBron. I respect him obviously. Anthony Davis is playing well. I still think Jokic wins that battle overall. Now AD's gonna might have 30 and 20, but Jokic is gonna have 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. So to me, and Jamal Murray is going to show up. I think he will overtake D'Lo. I think this is where D'Lo kind of runs into a wall. But the biggest catalyst, I think, is the Porter kid. And
don't bet his unders.
Well, okay, maybe not a betting. I mean, for the betting world, he might not be good, but this dude, he's a baller, and he's really good both ways. I think he has probably the best series of his life, and he just goes unconscious. And I mean, I don't know who guards him. I don't know if LeBron's going to be on him or the Austin or Reeves kid. If it's Reeves, if I could pick Denver in 3, I'd pick him in 3. But I'm going Denver in 4. I say a sweep. It's going to be an easy one. So
good stuff.
I think Cory's in agreement with me.
Nuggets with the repeat.
Yeah, I can almost attest to that too. They're good. And I have the coach. I'll take Denver's coach really, over LA's really coach. So
100%. 100%. Yeah. So most of us we have the Thunder. Mm-hmm. Me and Cory have the Mavericks. You've got Clippers. We all have the Suns. Y'all two have Denver, and I've got the Lakers. All right. So that's the West. Moving on to the East.
Okay.
We got the play-in going on right now. The Bulls in the Heat. The Bulls are currently trailing by 13 points with 5 minutes to go in the second half. Or in the second quarter.
Okay.
So
it's not good news for me.
I'd like to say the Bulls, but I'm gonna say the Heat's got this one without Jimmy Butler. Yeah.
I'm gonna ride with them. I'm gonna go the Bulls. They're gonna come back in the second half. Kobe White's gonna tear it up again. So give me the Bulls.
All right.
Heat.
Oh, boo.
Heat. There we go. All right, so
a lot of Wildcats playing tonight.
Moving on, there is tons of Wildcats. Hero's leading that Heat team, so let's see how he does.
He got in a fist fight on the plane or on the bus. Did you see that?
Yeah, him and Jimmy getting in it.
Did you see the comment?
Jimmy said 8 for 28. He said 8 for 28. And Hero swung and missed. He said 8 of 29.
I like it.
Yeah, that was nice. So it doesn't matter. Whoever moves to the 8th seed, they play running to number 1 Boston, best team in basketball this year. So Boston in 4, easy.
Oh, I will say whoever they play, I will give the other team 1 game because Boston has been known this year. They haven't played well at home. I mean, they're starting to get it together a little bit, but I'm going to say there will be a disappointing loss in Boston during the playoffs, at least once.
Okay.
So I'm going to give, whether it's the Heat or Bulls, I'll give them a game. I'll go a 5-game series. but Boston
Fair
winning.
enough.
Yeah, Boston wins, but I don't think it's a sweep.
Ooh. The betting man says it.
All right, good deal.
Take it to the
Hey,
bank.
it's hard for me to go against Cory because even the games that I don't like what he picks,
He still wins.
He's normally right. Yeah, he's normally right. So maybe the most lackluster series, not really lackluster, but the one that's no one's super interested in, or the least talked about, I guess. Number 4, Cavaliers versus number 5, Magic.
Yeah, this is.
I think maybe
judging by the silence,
game breaks a total 200.
Yeah, judging by the silence, I think we all have zero to say about this game. I think it's a toss up. I'm gonna go with the Magic, just because they haven't been in it in a while. So
yeah, that's what I'm gonna go. Banchero, he's gonna lead the way over Donovan Mitchell. So Magic in like 6. I don't know.
That sounds good.
Flip a coin and remind me when that game tips off.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. We'll just keep it moving then. We'll keep it moving.
Move on from that one.
All right, number 3 Bucks, number 6 Pacers. Big series for Milwaukee. Giannis may not play game 1, but like it's put up time for them. Put up or shut up. They got to show out. They got Dame, and they've really kind of not lived up to expectations this year. So honestly, I think they fall pretty quick. We're gonna go Pacers in 6.
Ooh, damn. So I think this one's, I don't want to say the most intriguing of the East, but one of, just because of that storyline. And dude, the city of Indianapolis is coming back. I mean, they got 3 young potential superstars with Halliburton, Caitlin Clark, and Anthony Richardson. Richards, whatever his name is. They're on kind of a resurgence, and I think this is the first like tipping point. And I'm gonna go Pacers as well. I'm gonna go 5 games whether Giannis plays or not. I think Pacers got him. I like the way they play.
Yeah.
And again, they're a city kind of coming up again. So give me the Pacers in 5.
So
I'll
Cory,
take the Bucks in 7.
Ooh.
The Pacers probably get the first game, maybe the second if Giannis is hurt, but they'll come back and win in game 7.
So you got Ty Washington over Oscar Tshiebwe.
Is Oscar playing?
I think he's in the G League.
I think he's putting crazy numbers in the G League.
Yeah. All right, so you got Bucks in 7. All right, last one, kind of like a underdog, and then versus another team that you would have expected to be higher. Number 2 Knicks versus number 7 76ers. Sixers, when they're healthy, they're good, but Embiid's not a very good playoff performer. The Knicks don't have Julius Randle, but I think they play better without him than they do with him. So I'm going to go Knicks in like 5.
So I hate both of these teams. Can't stand the 76ers. Can't stand the Knicks. I'm going to give it to the 76ers. I saw their game against the Heat, and it was gritty. I mean, they had to fight, and I think they're a little more, I don't know how you would say it, but fight ready than the Knicks are. Although I do the Knicks coach was the Bulls coach, so I know he's going to bring the defense all the time, all day long. But I'm going to go with the 76ers. They're kind of they were playing hot there, and Embiid's MVP. I think he shows up and he gets them the win. I'm going to say in like 6. 76ers in 6.
I'm with Brian again. I like Philadelphia. Tyrese Maxey. It's fun to watch.
Of course. Yeah, who likes all them Villanova guys anyway?
For real.
Can't stand them.
All right. Yep. So that wraps up first round of the playoffs. We'll tune in next
like
week. See how that's going.
We're
Check in on
probably
it.
all wrong. So,
And whenever
Besides-
whenever one of the UK guys wins a postseason game, that'd be a first for Kentucky this year.
oh, that's true. So, I mean, so quick. I know I asked you for a comment last week. I mean, are you feeling all right with Kentucky now? We've been a week.
It seems like the donors have got on board. Donors are on board.
Okay.
We can put a roster out there that'll compete.
Even with Reed Shepherd leaving.
Yeah.
That was kind of a shocker move, but I didn't know he was projected top 10.
Yeah.
So good for him.
He can only hurt himself by coming back.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
I told Brian last week, I said, we're going to get, I think, Sweet 16 this year, even with, not a top tier roster. Sweet 16 is where we're going to end up.
Ooh.
You just never know how this transfer portal is going to shake out.
Yeah. Changes the game for sure. So with that being said, we're going to switch lanes here. It's a little less than a week before the NFL draft. Quick memories of being back home, which maybe next year, if we're all available, we might stream the first round of the draft next year. That's going to be our goal on the show. I mean, we can't show it, but we can react to it. We can talk. We can do that. So, maybe put that together for next year. But I always remember going over to Ethan's house. Probably the day of, we'd order pizza, wings, just kind of kick it and watch my team destroy itself while the Patriots just got that much better. So hopefully next year we can all come together and set that up. It's a little short notice this year, but too many changes in the football expert down below me, Cory's life. So we got to give him at least a year to kind of get his hands on things. So, so with that being said,
to the draft next year, we'll go live.
We could. It's here.
Where we at next year?
Here. It's Green Bay. It's a possibility. I told that to Mandy. I said, well, maybe we go. So keep your eyes tuned for that. We might do that. That might be a company expense. Company expense trip. Tax write-off, yeah. So getting into it, we're not gonna go over all we didn't make mock drafts because I'm not good enough to do that. I bet my counterparts are good enough to do that if they had a little more time. But it's a little tough because everyone's mock drafts now. You look at it and there's trades and all these things. So we're going to go through quick little rankings, I guess, of quarterbacks and wide receivers, and then maybe what we would like our team to do. To start it off, I guess we'll start with the quarterbacks. I'm going to go down a list, and I can say mine, and then we'll just go around here. But it's according to the PFF rankings on PFF.com. It is Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, Spencer Rattler, Michael Pratt, Jordan Travis, and Austin Reed. That's the top 10.
Oh, Austin Reed did crack the top 10.
He did. I was looking at this before the show, and I said to Ethan, I'm like, damn, there's a guy from Western in here. That's pretty cool. So, so out of that, my rankings, I'm a Bears fan, and I got to get used to it. Caleb Williams is hopefully number one and going to be number one. I do agree with – actually, I don't. I'm going to go Jaden Daniels at 2, and I'm actually going to say the miss of the draft is going to be Bo Nix, and I'm going to put him at 3 over Drake May, just because the Bears have drafted a North Carolina quarterback that's only played a certain amount, and it didn't end up too well for us. So, and then finishing the list, I'd probably have to say J.J. McCarthy. So, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, what did I say? Drake May, and then J.J. McCarthy. So I'm going to go with those top 5. What you got?
That's not bad top 5. So I think you can throw a lot of them around in different, in different orders, because really, I think one of them will become star, two will become starters, and the rest will probably just be, backups or, fringe starters when needed. But if I was going to rank it, just you got to put Caleb number 1 just because of his upside, I think. Number 2 is JJ McCarthy, though. I like JJ a lot. You didn't see a lot of the passing from him in college, but he always said he would do whatever it took to win. And he can. He can throw the ball. Harbaugh didn't have him do it a lot because they were either beating people really bad or they ran the ball a ton. So, but I like JJ number 2. And then my number 3 is Jaden Daniels. His IQ, gives me a little doubt, but other than that, arm talent, he's got it all. Number 4 is Spencer Rattler. I think he's the biggest steal of the draft, even though I think he'll go second round, late second round. I think he's probably the steal of the draft. And then number 5 probably got to be Drake May. I like Bo Nix. I think if he gets in the right system, he'll do well. But I like Penix too. There's all the other guys I like them, but just rounding out Caleb Williams, JJ McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, Spencer Rattler, Drake May.
I like that. It's not bad. Cory, what you got? What QBs you liking?
I think the top 3 is the same for everybody in some order, and there's probably a bigger drop off before 4 and 5. Caleb Williams, number 1, I guess. I don't really know how. He's obviously he's all the scouts are in love with him, and I don't really know what he does better than anybody else that just has him a certified number 1. Got to have him player, but I guess I'm bought in because I think he's number 1, and he's also going to a great fit, which is going to help.
We hope.
After that, I like Jay Daniels at 2 over Drake May. I think being a little more athletic, being able to run the ball is a nice option. Makes him more dynamic. Hope he doesn't rely on that in the NFL, but it's always nice to have that in your back pocket. Drake May at 3. At 4, it's a pretty big gap here, but it's probably JJ McCarthy just because he's plays a pro system already. And then I like Penix. Something about a lefty and just watch him throw it just looks good on TV.
Okay.
I don't really like Bo Nix, Spencer Rattler. I'm a little biased just because of all of his off the field stuff that I've never been a fan of, so I've kind of always rooted against him. But don't sleep on Austin Reed. He's not. He probably won't get drafted. I'm sure he'll sign an undrafted free agent somewhere. But the Duke can sling it. He put up a bunch of yards in college.
I agree. I looking at it, I really want Jordan Travis to go to a good system. Too. I think he may have won the Heisman last year if he didn't get hurt. Because he was on that path and bringing Florida State back, and I don't know. I'm reading this little thing and it says like his they're tearing him down, like his follow through fundamentals are a mess and all this. But again, kind of like Bo Nix, if he goes to the right system, he could be pretty deadly. Again, I don't know if he's going to get drafted or whatever, but no love for the Tulane guy, Michael Pratt, huh? From anybody? I don't. First off, couldn't even tell you where Tulane is, so I don't know. I guess they're in love with him, so pretty close. I mean, pretty much the same people, just in a little different order. But so I like that. I like that. So moving on to our wide receivers. Um, I'm going to name them all. I would be lying to you if I said I didn't. I don't know all of them. So, 1, Marvin Harrison Jr., 2, Malik Neighbors, 3, Rome Oduns, 4, Brian Thomas Jr., 5, Adonai Mitchell, 6, Lad McConkey, 7, Troy Franklin, 8 is a Roman Wilson, 9 is Ricky Purcell, and 10 is Jermaine Burton. I think an interesting fact: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 10 are SEC schools. Just to kind of put that in there. So for me, I think we're all going to have the number one the same. I don't think this guy. I don't think he's a miss, and it's Marvin Harrison Jr. 2, I'm gonna put. I'll put Malik Neighbors in there. And 3, I'm going to put Romo Dunes because I'm following so far the same. 4, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to put Lad McConkey just because of his name. Like, how do you not like Lad McConkey? It sounds like a Blue Mountain State player. If any of you have watched that show, it is priceless. And then 5, give me that Brian Thomas Jr. because he went to LSU with Malik Neighbors and had the Heisman winner. So obviously, kind of like another Joe Burrow group and kind of with the Jaden Daniels. So again, top 3 are the same: Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Romo Dunes. 4, you got Lad McConkey from Georgia, and 5, Brian Thomas Jr. And he has a good first name. So
okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So kind of, hitting the same with you, Marvin Harrison, number 1. He's the can't miss generational talent. Comes into the league top 10 wide receiver, I think. He's just different, and it's hard. You see, I think like if Caleb Williams wasn't, in the draft this year, I think Marvin may go number 1. And I think the last receiver to ever go number 1 was Keyshawn Johnson in like 96 or 7 or something like that. So I think he's a can't miss prospect. So he's number 1. Malik Neighbors is a close second, though. I think Neighbors has potential to be, a top 3 receiver in the league as well. Mixture of his size and his athletic ability and speed. He's real, real good. Special guest. Number 3 for me is Brian Thomas, is Malik Neighbors' running mate. I think he has the size and the speed to turn any offense into a really good offense. He's going to be a good playmaker. So I got him at 3. Number 4, I've got Rome Dunes. I like him a lot. And then number 5, just for his size, I like Keon Coleman. He produced well with Jordan Travis, and then when he got hurt, it kind of slipped a little bit. But he's going to go to a team closer to the end of the first round, probably beginning of the second round, somewhere around there. He's going to get to a team that needs a wide receiver, and it would be crazy to see him to go to somebody like Kansas City. They, be that number 1, that big guy, the downfield threat. So I like Coleman as my number 5.
So Coleman, I'm assuming, is like a Mike Evans type, if I remember him correctly. He's big, big guy.
6'4", 215.
Okay.
With let's see. Yeah. They've got him. They rated him at a 70 out of 100. That was his grade for the year. But he's only 20 years old. He's still young, but I think he's going to be a good NFL player over time.
Yeah. I like it. Cory, this should be your main goal of the draft, kind of like what we said earlier. So,
If Keon Coleman falls to the Bills, I'm taking that.
Okay.
I've seen a couple of mock drafts that had Ladd McConkey there at the Bills, and if they trade up for him, so
Lad.
Maybe we trade all the way up and get Marvin Harrison. Who knows?
Never know.
Now, Marvin Harrison at 1, kind of like Caleb Williams. Obviously, I know he's good. He produces on the field, but the scouts are in love. They say he's, can't miss. Got to trust them. So, Marvin Harrison 1, like y'all, Malik Neighbors 2. I think it is very close. I think whoever goes to the better team will probably put the better stats this year. But either one of those, I'd be very happy with on my team. I agree with both of y'all too. It's probably Brian Thomas 3rd. You just can't really bet against LSU wide receiver at the moment. The next guy on my list, I like the guy from Texas, Mitchell. He just athletic, just looks like a pro. And then 5, it could be anybody. It could be the guy from Washington, whoever. I feel like the receivers are all bunched up. There's not a lot separating them. I like the guy from South Carolina, Xavier Legette. Have y'all heard him talk?
Yes.
He has
Yes.
Listen, I want that guy on my team, so I'm putting him at 5 just for his accent.
Okay.
What about Malachi Corley? What do you think of him? Western guy.
On Madden, I drafted him in the off season.
Uh-oh.
Nice little possession receiver. He'll find a spot on a roster somewhere.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
I like it. Our rankings for the wide receiver are pretty well all the same. So when finishing up a quick, minute for each, so on your teams, respectively, the Bears, Patriots, and Bills, and we'll start with Ethan. For the Patriots, what do you want to see in this draft? Like a minute, what do you want them to do?
What I want them to do is draft Marvin Harrison at 3, but it's not going to happen. We're going to probably go Jaden Daniels if he's there at 3. If he's not, they'll probably go J.J. McCarthy. So quarterback 1st round, receiver 2nd round, and they may go receiver 3rd round as well, and then just build the offensive line. Our defense is pretty good, so quarterbacks and receivers is what we need. Lots of playmakers on the field because we are awful. I think we're like worst in separation, our receivers are. So receivers, priority number 1 or 2, I guess, behind the quarterback. So get us a franchise quarterback, lead us, then just load up receivers, tight ends, whatever, running backs, whatever we need. Go get it.
Do you think Jaden Daniels is a franchise quarterback for you?
I'd like to say yes. I'm not 100%. He could be.
This is a new coaching scheme, so who knows? I mean, this is a whole new thing for you guys. So
yeah, I think it depends who we put around him. I mean, he just had 2 of the top 5 receivers on his team.
In the toughest.
So I'd like to say, and then before that, he was at Arizona State throwing to Brandon Ayuk. So I don't know.
Got it.
I'd really like to see.
It's crazy that he overlapped with Ayuk.
I know. This is why I saw it the other day. I didn't know it till about 2 days ago, and I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, good stuff. So maybe we trade our 2nd round pick for Ayuk. Like, I'd be okay with that. That's what I would like to see. Jaden Daniels at 3, trade pick 34 for Brandon Ayuk. That's what I want right there.
Okay. All right. I respect it. Cory, what do you want from the Bills? What?
So we need a receiver. We need a receiver.
Yes.
And then we need probably another receiver.
Yes.
No, I think we trade up a little bit, get the best available receiver. And then we lost a whole lot of players on defense as well. I think we'll need a whole new secondary. So probably receiver and then go to the secondary.
I mean, how do you think Josh Allen feels? He goes to Paris or wherever he went. He comes back to nobody. Like
something tells me Josh Allen knew that was going down,
and probably made it happen.
Yeah, they don't make that decision without
You'd hope not.
Josh Allen's blessing.
You'd hope not, but
their Call of Duty games must have gone south lately.
Must have. I think their relationship was rocky the past like 3 years, but
yeah,
that's good. That's good. Do you think they kind of pull like what Ethan said? Do you think they trade a pick for a player now? Like not necessarily draft, like a Ayuk or a Higgins or someone like that.
I think Higgins or Ayuk would be worth it. If not, draft somebody young because they the way they've restructured all these deals is they're going to have a lot of cap space next year.
Okay.
So if we draft another guy, a rookie, get him on a cheap deal, that could just lead to one more weapon next year.
Okay.
Because the only guy we're really paying now is Josh Allen. Running backs on a rookie contract. None of the receivers are big names. So.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But we have a ton of slot possession receivers. We have to get a guy that can go deep. We got
go get it.
We got the tight ends over the middle all day long, and Shakir in the slot. We just need somebody that can go deep.
Okay. All right. And now, do you have a lot of draft capital or no that you can use to move up or? Not really?
I mean, not in abundance. Yeah. I think we're like one pick each round.
Okay. Well, yeah, you need receivers.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're in a win now mode though. I mean, they got years on Josh Allen, so I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I don't think the offense is that far away.
No, a couple receivers away.
I think we're a receiver away. I mean, you got two awesome tight ends. You got a couple of good, consistent receivers that'll eat up. Just rack up some catches.
Some yak.
Yeah, some yak. The offensive line. They got rid of the center. They released him, which I thought was kind of shocking. He was still good, but offensive line should be pretty solid again. And maybe we have to go outscore some teams. We'll see.
Okay. Well, you can do it with that quarterback. So
yeah,
he's locked up. So that's good. For the Bears, I'm assuming we're picking Caleb Williams, so I'm just gonna have to get that taste in my mouth. Because I was a big Justin Fields fan, but Caleb Williams, I'm in on him. Like Cory said, scouts love him. Everybody seems to love him. So we'll see. To me, with the 9th, I want to see them pull a Houston and move up and go get Harrison Jr. too. If we're gonna do it, do it. You might as well. At least one of those two will pan out, and add another weapon in a offense that is very well set up for Caleb Williams to come in and succeed right from the start. You have two all-pro wide receivers in DJ Moore and Keenan Allen. You have the running back. You have the tight ends, Komet, with the addition of Swift and then our Herbert. So Caleb Williams is coming into probably the best situation a number one pick's ever been in league history. So I'm very pleased at what Poles has done. But now I'm greedy. Give me Caleb Williams and give me Marvin Harrison, and just do it. Give them whatever they want. Like I did say before the show, though, I did see this dude's mock draft where they traded away the number one pick for Trevor Lawrence and draft pick package as well. So it was Trevor Lawrence plus whatever, probably the Jags first and whoever else down the line. But I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I feel like maybe starting fresh completely would be better with a kid right out of college who's, like every scout has said, like Cory said, who's a bona fide stud. So I don't know. Give me Caleb Williams, who paints his nails and is Hollywood, and we'll see. We'll see what it brings. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do want
If
him
you
to
could
pull a
do that,
Houston. I want him to pull a Houston. I want him to get back in the top before Arizona. So that would be trading with you, Ethan. And
I'd
at 9 you
I'd,
get AJ
I'd
McCarthy maybe,
potentially do it.
um,
Potentially do it.
and see what happens. And then you get a lot of other draft
Yeah.
stock too. So
Yeah. So
I
if you
like
could
it.
do that, you would have DJ Moore on the outside with Harrison on the other side, Keenan Allen in the slot. Like you said, probably one of the best situations that a number one picks ever came in, and you're getting two generational talents in the same
Supposedly.
year. That would be incredible. But if they don't do that, which you never know,
Highly
it could
doubtful.
happen.
Highly doubtful.
It would be cool.
I'd lose my mind.
If they don't, oh yeah,
I'd be
you could
buying a
call my
Harrison
phone probably.
jersey immediately. Don't care. $200. I don't care. I don't care how much it is.
Start painting your nails.
No, not going that far. But we're gonna draw the line there. I said a Marvin Harrison Jr. jersey, not a Caleb Williams jersey. So
Well, I just wanted to try.
you never
But if
never
they had
know
to
though.
like trade back,
He wins the Super Bowl. I don't give a damn. I'll paint my fingernails and toenails for all I care. Like,
okay, so
go for
you
it.
heard it here first. Bears
Yeah.
win Super Bowl 2025. Brian's painting his fingernails
Sure. Absolutely.
navy and orange.
Sure. So if they don't do that, what were you gonna say?
And they may stick at 9 and draft somebody, but they may trade back and add more draft capital. If they were to do that, you think like mid first round to late first round trade to somebody like the Bills, if possible. What would they do? What do you think they would do in a scenario like that if they trade back to like what are the Bills at, like 27 or
28.
something? 28.
Yeah, so with the 9 pick, I'm still leaning they're gonna take a receiver, whoever's left, probably that O'Dunes. Because I think they really want the best for. I mean, and he's not a bad alternate. Don't get me wrong. If they can't move up and get Harrison Jr., I'm glad with Romo Dunes. He'll be fine. But
Yeah.
if they do decide to trade back, which I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I mean, I don't know what they got to be going line after that. If they trade back, they're going offensive line, no question about it, for the rest of the draft probably, because I mean their defense is pretty good too. They really started clicking at the end of the year, and they signed Sweat to his kind of big deal, so they're kind of getting, and they also brought back one of the best. He's either corner or safety. That very young, so I feel if they do trade back, they're going offensive line heavy, as they should, because we got to protect them. That's what all of our quarterbacks' problems have been. So I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I want Harrison Jr. too. I'm greedy now, so
there you go. Hey, that would be the ultimate draft plan. If they could do that, they would be top of the top.
I mean, I fully believe he's walking into the best situation a number one ever has right now with not getting Harrison Jr. You have DJ Moore to play right away, the number one pick to play right away. Harrison or DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet as your starting weapons. I don't know a better one, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So
good stuff.
That was good. Cory, we appreciate it once again with your special guest. Which one is this one? What's the name?
Harley says hi.
Harley. All right, that's a good name. I like the there. Oh, it's she, he. I'm guessing.
She. Can y'all hear the purrs?
Well, she is purring. I do hear it. So we thank you again. Congratulations again, and we hopefully get you back on here.
Sorry.
I know it won't be next week, but maybe closer to NFL season. Look at that. She loves you. So again, thank you. And Ethan, why don't you hit them with the outro?
All right, sounds good. Well, we just want to thank everybody for tuning in, however and wherever you may be listening. If you like the content, hit the follow button, like button, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Pods, Spotify, Facebook, wherever. See you next week. Peace.